Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're directing to the 12th episode of Log Horizon. This one's titled The Forest of La Grande. I think I'm saying that right. Maybe. Close enough. Forest of La Grande. I believe that means that this episode is... We're in two separate locations right now. Shiraway and some of the other Round Table Alliance people are off in the Palace of Eternal Ice, meeting with some of the people of the land, some particularly important lords and noblemen and such, because we were invited, because we as adventurers are making quite a mark with our Round Table Conference and our essentially possession over Akiba, which is in their domain, essentially. And this one guy, this noble, is Sergiet? I'm not quite sure how I say his name yet. I've forgotten already. I'm terrible with names, especially when I have a busy season like this. I'm always terrible with names. Pronunciations just leave me immediately. But he's the most important of the lords, if I remember correctly. Like, it's a conference of lords essentially that manage over Istal. And that's why it's the League of Freedom Cities of Istal. And he has the biggest control over that. Like, he's the biggest landowner of the, like, I don't know how many it was, maybe like 13 or something like that. So like he's head honcho essentially in a way. He's basically the biggest guild of the group of guilds, to put an analogy together. So we're meeting with him, we're learning about the people of the land, we're wondering what this means necessarily. There was talks of bestowing leaders of Round Table Conference as a lord, but since there's a lot of them, that might cause complications, and it's a bit difficult to bring in like 10 new lords, and it's like, So we're going to be discussing that and learning about the people of the land properly. I don't know if this is going to lead into our next... because our current arc is learning and advancing, so whilst this is all going on, we're running a training camp just because Mario wanted to go to the beach, basically. That's the only reason we kind of thought, okay, yeah, let's do it now. But they are going on a training camp, and the La Grande Forest is where there's a dungeon, and that's where we're going to train right now. Train up Toya and Minori to improve their skills as well. Get the group up and together. It shouldn't be a super high-level dungeon, I don't think, if they're sending those two in there, but we'll see how they deal with it. So that's where I think most of the episode focus is going to be, and then we'll cut back to the palace every now and then to learn a bit more. We also met the princess, which is, I think, Sagat's granddaughter. Was it daughter or granddaughter? I think it was granddaughter. So we'll probably learn a bit more of that. And we also had at the very beginning of the episode, there was a weird thing that happened to two people of the land that were just walking in the wilderness, hunting, gathering. I don't know what they were doing. But they noticed something happen, and then we never mentioned it again. So I feel like that's going to be the final arc, or leading into the final arc of Season 1, because we're only at the halfway point now. Today we're watching episode 12 and 13, so we'll go over the halfway point of this season. So I assume that whatever they witnessed is going to play into what happens after this discussion at the palace and the training camp and such. Once those are all completed, then we move into whatever the hell just happened, because I imagine we'll probably get roped into that in some way. So, with all that said, let's start getting the episode up and ready. So, as per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from this season and future seasons. Backdated shows, Patreon request shows such as Log Horizon. We also have movie reactions on there in full picture-in-picture form, which is very, very nice. Especially for movies, since there can be different versions and such with different logos and such, it makes it easier to sync up a bit, so you can see that you see exactly what I see, essentially. But here on YouTube, we have to do timer-based, so bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I'll count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then I'll play, start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. We're watching this one on Funimation, since that's where I can legally view this here in the UK. We have the Funimation logo to start. So about 7 seconds logos, give or take. You can use Screen Flash on my face or the mic to tell when the scene is transitioning to help you sync up. Paying attention to this part of my headset especially will help you. And as per usual, we'll be skipping the we'll be skipping the preview for next time on Log Horizon, because we're going into the next episode straight away today anyway, and they can be somewhat spoilerish. Not as bad as World Triggers in my experience, but they can still be spoilerish, so that's why we avoid those. So, with all that said, let's get into the first of this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Formation. Cheers. Here we go. Learning about the dungeons, yep. Different variety. Your boss mob, essentially. And OP time. Well, they don't have Shiroway during this, so they don't have his tactical insight in this fight, necessarily. But I assume it's a lower level dungeon that we've got some level 90s. Well, we've got Natsuko at level 90, and some of the others I think are also 90s, so we should be fine. Alright, starting off with the ball. The princess. Nostalgic. Ah, okay. So this is her debut. Okay. Nylanda Forest. Very much so, yes. 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 He's gonna dance with him though. Yep. Carry yourself with an air of confidence. I think this was definitely the right choice. Oh. Dancer class? Oh, Bard, okay. Back to the forest. this guy. Bards are very support heavy. Yep. Sure. Everyone just stopped to watch. Drawing even more attention. Oh. I mean, take the invitation, yes, but okay. She did leave the dress though. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, don't tell me she's gonna appear in front of him. Mm-hmm. 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 嗯哼 Who's this? Mm-hmm. Sure. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 24 families. Okay, I was a bit off with my count. It becomes number 25, yeah. 30k, that's not bad. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. No worries. Mm-hmm. Right. Hmm. Almost certainly, yes. Ray Gill's more likely as well. Kasky's just like, why am I here listening to this? Mm-hmm. Spy mission? Spy mission. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. 29. 25. Bard, yep, support. Oh, don't start with that attitude. Uh-huh. Okay. 23, okay. Sure they will. Right. Annoying. It's just an annoying character. Anyway, this is your time to shine. Terrible. They're gonna get themselves killed. Mm-hmm. Hmm. There we go. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is they're smart enough to go right for the first time. It's not that much of a loss. She's trying, but no one's listening. Mm-hmm. Okay. No. Hmm. It was blocked, but now he's tanking. Okay. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Nice. That's actually a very useful ability. Terrible. Holy shit. I'm amazed he caught that. Yep. There's more. Um. No, you drew aggro. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have a lot of health. Wow. Wow. Hmm. 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 Where are we going with this? It seemed like this might be part of a plan. So. Especially that look he gave. He's like, this is like the perfect opportunity. I'm hoping it's in alignment with what the round table wants and it's not him going off on his own in a way, but we'll see. Episode went by pretty quick. It was actually much more even of a split, maybe even more focused on the palace than I expected, especially for the episode title. Midori needs to get her voice heard though more. She needs a little bit more confidence and not be forced to be back down when someone talks a little louder than her. She needs to get her points across because she has the knowledge. She just needs to drill it into these people. Like Asuka was 100% jealous about that dance. 100%. Alright. Gonna end it there because we don't want to watch anymore. I think that's the princess yawning. So yeah, good episode. A very, very good episode. Learned more about some character classes. I really like the way they're working this in. And this is something that a certain other show also has been doing. That I've been watching. World Trigger. This is something that both World Trigger and Log Horizon have both been doing simultaneously. I'm not sure if it's just because of the times they came out. It was like kind of like the cool thing to do, or if it was just like expected to be done in this way. Because these did come out relatively similar times. Relatively. Log Horizon came out before World Trigger, but what they're doing is they're exploring certain situations, and as they're happening, they're explaining to us, the viewer, the mechanics behind it. So In World Trigger just recently, we've been learning about gunner, shooter triggers, sniper triggers in the last episode that we just watched. We learned about like attackers and everything. And we learned about the mechanics of all that works, like the optional triggers as well. We learned all about that as fights were happening, as training was happening, and these enlistment things. And here in Log Horizon, every episode we start with something discussed. So we discussed about dungeons, we discussed about the Bard class. And it's like we're learning all these things and being shown them simultaneously. And this is something that I really, really like the way they have approached it. And it's very different from other isekais based on like game worlds that I've seen. I think Log Horizons, I don't know if it's the first one to do it, but it's the one where I've really truly noticed it. If you have any ideas of other like isekai game type things that have done something similar, please let me know. I've probably watched some, but they've just skipped my mind now because trying to remember like the 200 to 300 shows that I've watched is very, very difficult, especially when about 100 of them has basically been in the last year and a bit. So my mind is very much a mess, and trying to remember everything is very, very difficult. But I really like the approach they've done with that. Like learning about Bard skills, learning about the dungeon systems, learning about everything that we've gone through in the past 12 episodes. It's been really, really, really well done, and I'm very, very impressed with the way they're handling it. And the pacing, more than anything, the pacing has been phenomenal. Like, because we're not bound by a single core, we can actually have the slower pacing to explain things, show them, make sure you're fully immersed, and then continue on with the story. If this season had been forced into 13 episodes, I don't know how they would have done it. I really don't know how this could have been done in a single core based on the pacing we've got. Maybe I don't know, maybe they would have stretched it out so that the buying of the guild hall and such would have been the season finale, maybe, and the establishment of the round table as the finale. Then part 2 would be Eastdale and start going to that. Or they would rush through a lot of the early bits. I don't know, but I'm really appreciative of the pacing we've had this season of Log Horizon. And I expect the same from Season 2, because that's also a multi-core. I don't think Season 3 is multi-core, though, right? It's only a 12-episoder. But I'm less concerned about that one, because by Season 3, we're fully acquainted with characters, or our more important characters. We're fully acquainted with mechanics and such, that it shouldn't really be too much of an issue, I would have thought by then. So I'm not concerned about Season 3 when we eventually get there, because that's still a ways off. But, you know, it is what it is. Next episode we're going to be watching, which is coming up straight after this one, so if you're watching this, episode 13 is already up, probably. That's Shield and Freedom. That definitely feels like more of a focus on the palace side of things than anything. But you watch, now that they're actually naming it after the palace side of things, more focus we had given to the dungeon. But yeah, it's nice that we have these two parallels going simultaneously, and they're linking every now and then, but they're still progressing in their own ways. It's very, very, very well done, and yeah, I don't remember the last isekai that did this explanation and split storyline so well. It's been very nice to watch. But anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of this episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe to see the next episode, which will be on right after this one. We'll be doing another double next week, although we actually might be doing more than a double next week, because, well, there's no ReZero next week, since that just finished up. So we have more space to maybe do 3, maybe 4 episodes next week. I won't hold to 4. Bare minimum, there will be 2. I would like to get some more episodes in next week as well, as there are certain gaps. I'll be trying to finish off Symphogear and School Live, I think, first, and then finish Log Horizon. I need to plan out my time a bit better, now that I know when shows are ending and such. But next week will be a lot of Patreon request shows, and trying to fit them all in, so look forward to that. I'll post more details on Discord when I get that up. So yeah, there'll also be my spring schedule will go up as well, so we can actually better plan around it as well. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.